Hello farmers, welcome back to Wyther Farms, getting some wheat for our chickens because they're running us a little bit low. I would like to use the smaller trailer to do this, but the trailer sits so low from the silo that when it fills, the grain just goes everywhere, so I guess I'll have to use the big trailer from now on. Just back up gently here, watch out for the chickens. They're not going to take much of this, but we will top them off. Still leaving us with, well, we'll just say pretty close to 5,000 liters of wheat to feed them until hopefully the harvest comes later on in the season. But I think at the rate we're going, we should be fine. I shouldn't have to buy any chicken feed for them whatsoever. Let's dump this back into the silo. I have some jobs lined up for me today. I put the word out that I need some cash. Well, I didn't say I want some cash because that sounds desperate, but I was looking for some work. And I've been doing some work fertilizing some fields, got the money back up to about 55,000 pounds, which is great. Also, the store has been here and installed some huts for us, so they will constantly keep it filled up with whatever material that we need, be it fertilizer, lime, seed, what have you, so I have to keep going back and forth to the store. That's great. The store will come on down and top that off when we need it. I'm going to back the Massey Ferguson back into the shed because I'm not going to bring that with us. So let's just go ahead and park that in here. Our grass fields are looking pretty good. Still need a little bit more time for the grass to get at the high height that we need before we go ahead and mow it, bale it, wrap it, and then sell it a couple days later. I did some fertilizing jobs to get the money on up, and today I'm going to be doing some cultivating jobs, not with our equipment, so let's hop on into the T8. We're bringing the T8 because I may go ahead and fertilize some fields later on the day also. But I got a lot of cultivating jobs to do today, so let's go ahead and get right to it. I did actually fertilize the canola field right across the way, and I did talk to the owners of that field, and yeah, they're not, well, let me just put it this way. They're selling the field as is. So if I can buy it before the harvest, I get it with a crop in it. If I buy it after the harvest, still the same price. It's just as is. But I did go ahead and fertilize the field, so I got paid to fertilize the field at least, which is good. So if I can get it before harvest, which is a possibility, that's why I'm trying to get all these jobs done in the next day or two. We got about maybe 3 or 4 more days before that canola is ready for harvest. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I need about another 60,000 pounds in the bank account. I will get paid pretty darn good today. Like I said, I got some cultivating jobs to line up for one farmer. One farmer's paying me for the day to cultivate some fields. And there's some pretty big fields, but it's also some pretty big equipment that we're using. So I cannot wait to use that. The one issue, from what they said I'm using, going up and down the road with it could be rather difficult. So I'll have to see how that goes. It should be right down here. I can kind of see it off in the distance already. It's going to be a Case Quadratech, I know that, but the implement that we're using, even when it's folded up, to get down the road can be rather difficult. Luckily for me, 2 of the jobs we're doing are right next to one another, so I don't have to travel anywhere. But then after I get done with these 2 fields, I got to travel up to the north end of town to get that field done. Alright, so I should be able to pull right into here. And I better park way out of the way. I don't want to be running into my own tractor. So let's go ahead and park this right into the corner. I'm hoping the grass fields or our grass fields are ready for tomorrow to be harvested and cut, so I can get those baled up, and that way, because I will get paid rather decently from the BGA for silage, and that would almost be enough to go ahead and be able to buy the fields. So this is a Case Quad that we're using today. I got this field to cultivate. Shouldn't take me that long. Then I got that field over there to do as well. Let me just go ahead and get started here. Oh yeah, articulated tractors. This takes me a moment to get used to. Let's go ahead and get a good view of what's going on in here. I just gotta be careful on the headlands. Don't want to damage anyone's equipment. But I think if I get all 3 fields done today for cultivating, which I should be able to in no time with this thing, that could be like 20,000 pounds worth, or maybe more. All depends on how I end up doing. So far, so good. Oh, watch out for the trees over there. Let's wiggle out just a little bit further. I don't want money coming off my wage today because I damaged some equipment. That's getting along nicely. So hopefully, fingers crossed, like I said, I can afford that field right across the way from us before harvest time, because that'd be a good amount of canola to go ahead and I'll probably store it, because I'm pretty sure selling it right when I harvest it won't be good unless I need the cash. If I need the cash, I'll go ahead and sell it. What do I plan on doing with that field? Well, other than putting crop into it, not sure as of yet because I don't own it. But I am thinking maybe possibly some corn or some kind of crop like that. I don't see many farmers around here planting corn, so maybe I'll get a good deal when I go ahead and sell it. Yeah, I see a lot of farmers around here just doing like canola. Basically canola and wheat are like the crops around here. They all like this oilseed radish as well to get a fertilizing stage in their fields. Me, on the other hand, I just rather use artificial fertilizer for my fields. It seems to work out rather well. I hope, though, when I get done with these two fields here and I got to go down the road, I wonder if I'm going to get anyone blocking the traffic for me or something like that, because it's going to... This thing, I can see when it folds up, it's going to take up the whole road. And traffic around here is rather not patient, I think is what I'm going to say. They always seem to be kind of like in a hurry. Once I get the headland done here, it's not going to be too bad. But this is a huge cultivator. Yeah, I kind of got lucky with this farmer to say, yeah, I got 3 fields I need cultivated. How would you like to go over and get them done for me in one day? I'm like, one day? Those are big fields. And he said, don't worry about it. I got some big equipment for you to use. Not sure where his farm is, though, because I've never seen this equipment parked around here anywhere. That cow barn right in front of us. I was getting kind of excited when I was working for Sherman, Douglas, and Mr. Withers when they were going to get cows. But they just kind of up and... I don't want to say up and disappeared. But they certainly have vanished off the radar for me. Not sure what happened there, because, you know, I had Sherman's cell phone and now nothing. Cows are something I wouldn't mind possibly getting around my farm. But I got a ways to go before I get that far. I think sheep might be something for me to get into, just because we have the grass fields. So that's all I really need, really, is a couple grass fields, and we got that. But I got some bills to pay, but the good thing is the farm is doing rather well with the silage. And this year with the wheat harvest should be good. Be able to sell the bales straight up. I don't have to lease as much equipment as I used to. But I do have that $250,000 to pay off, 250,000 pounds to pay off on the Massey Ferguson mower set. Just trying to think if in the future buying this farm over here would be a good thing, but I think with the space I got around where I am, I'm probably just better off doing that. And really, I haven't gotten nowhere or even talked to the people that bought the farm over here. So I'm not really sure. I haven't seen them around or anything like that. Kind of learn on the headlands with this. I got to turn the corners a little bit sooner than what I've been doing. I wonder now with the fields cultivated, if they're going to want these fields planted with something. That's something also I could maybe do some contracts on. Since there isn't much to do around my farm currently, I did get the field that I planted. I did get that fertilized also. When I was out about fertilizing other people's fields, I'm like, well, might as well go ahead and do mine as well. So that field is all set to go until harvest time. Something satisfying about cultivating this crop into the ground. Not sure what it is. This case quad is doing a nice job. It's got the HPs behind it, the good horsepower. It's going to make quick work of these 3 fields here today, I think. And then I'll get paid decently. One more pass, and I should be done with the first field of 3 I need to do today. But I just picked up another contract, so what I'm going to do is after I finish the second field, which I'm getting ready to go over to do, I'm going to jump into the T8 and grab the fertilizer spreader and go fertilize the field, which is right near here. And then I'll take the case quad on down the road a little bit. I did get a hold of the farm owner that I'm doing the work for today for cultivating these fields about how I was supposed to get on down the road. And he said pretty much just good luck. So apparently no escort, no blocking of traffic, so I'll have to get on down the road somehow with this big equipment. If I run into other vehicles, and when I mean run into other vehicles, I don't mean literally. Just they just meet us on the road. Hopefully they'll pull over, or because I won't have nowhere to go. I'll worry about that in just a little while. But I got one more field here to cultivate first, and then I'll go fertilize a field, which is, I do believe, just not that field, I don't think. I think it's on the other side, across from the old Wyther Farm. So it shouldn't take me too long to fertilize that, and then I'll bring the T8 back down here, park it what I did, grab this case, and with this implement folded like it is, I got to drive on down the road with this here in a little while. So that should be rather interesting. See how that goes. With all the contracts I'm doing today, currently I'm expected to probably bring in about 20,000 pounds to my bank account. So that's going to be a nice chunk of change trying to buy the field that we want to buy. So let's get in here just a little bit more. That way our cultivator doesn't get stuck on anything. All this oilseed radish being plowed into the ground, giving this farmer nice fertilization for whatever crop he's going to put into here. I probably should ask about that when I get done. Maybe when I get done today doing all the work for him, I'll ask what he plans on doing with these fields, if he needs any help or assistance. But I do have to keep myself some time for my fields later in the year, because if I do get that canola field before harvest time, I'll be harvesting that. And of course I'll have our cereal crop field I got to harvest. And then the field I hope to buy, I'm going to have to do some soil sampling on that field and get that all prepped for. Like I said, I may go ahead and put corn in there, but maybe not on the first harvest. We'll have to see maybe what the soil sampling brings back for details on that. Because I'm pretty sure that field may need to be plowed. It's going to need lime. It's going to need a whole bunch of everything. This field here might be a little bit bigger than the field I just did, and that took me about 25 minutes to do. So this here probably just takes me a little bit longer to do. But you know what? I don't have no work to do on my farm, so might as well work somewhere else and earn a little bit of cash doing so. And just about done with the second field. This field here does have a couple of spots where there's some high and low spots. Kind of binds up the cultivator behind me as I'm going along here, but this Quadratech is definitely pulling it on through. Slows it down a bit, and you can see the cultivator shift to one side or the other. But overall, we're getting on through, just about done here. Then I'm going to fold it on up. We're going to grab the T8 and go up the road here just a little bit. When I mean the road, not the main road. I'm talking about the dirt road that we pulled into. Got to go up there and fertilize that field. Shouldn't take us too long. It's kind of a decent sized field. Kind of reminds me of our cereal crop field in the shape and maybe the size. Or maybe a little bit smaller, actually. We'll see when we get up there. And then I'll have the joy of trying to drive this behemoth with this cultivator behind us down the road with no help blocking traffic or anything like that. I don't have to go far, but it's far enough to where I think I'm going to probably have some issues with the traffic. It's bad enough, I think, when I go down the road, I'm going to have to avoid the light post and the telephone poles as well. So I'm definitely going to take up all the road and then some. But the farmer I'm doing the work for says, yeah, it does get down the road. You just got to be very careful with it. It's like, okay. Yeah, am I getting paid enough to do this? I hope so. Got some weeds already growing in your field. Sorry about that, dude, but nothing that I can really do about it except for go cultivate it again, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, so by the end of the day, by the time I get all these contracts done that I agree to do today, should be up somewhere around 75,000 pounds. And then hopefully tomorrow I can get going on our grass fields, get those cut, baled, and wrapped. Then I have to wait a couple days for them to ferment before I can bring them over to the BGA. So maybe in the meantime, while those bales are fermenting, I'll try looking for a couple more contracts so I can afford that field, so I can get it before harvest time. At least that's what I'm hoping for. All right, fold this on up. So it takes a second. Probably shouldn't be going down the field like this while it's folding up, but it seems to be doing okay. And actually, let me park it just right here. Yeah, the case is off the field, so that should be fine. Alright, T8. I'll zip on down this dirt road, and at the end of the road, at the intersection, if I can call it an intersection, right at the left-hand side corner, there should be a barley field I need to go ahead and fertilize. I don't know how established the crop is, but hopefully I don't destroy any crops. One thing I'm noticing with a lot of fields in this area, they use every little bit of space that they have in the boundary lines. They're like right up against the fence lines. Alright, so the field to the left, it should be, I see the canola field. I think I see the barley. Well, it's established well, but I don't know if it's established well enough to where I have to worry about destroying any crops. Apparently I'm not destroying any crops, so we're good to go. Yeah, so that, like I said, it kind of reminds me of my cereal crop field in the shape, for sure. But I was thinking it's not as big as my field, but now I'm thinking it is. It's rather quite long. It's going to just take me a moment to get this done. I should have enough fertilizer to get this done. Fingers crossed, because I'll have to go a long ways to fill this up. Because if I do fill it up, I want to fill it up at my farm, because I should get a little bit of a discount filling up at my farm rather than buying at the store, because my farm kind of buys it in bulk. When I was buying at the store before, I was buying a pallet at a time. But at the farm, I'm buying in bulk, so I get more of a discount buying there or having them stock it up all the time. Yeah, this field's bigger than I thought it was. But it pays well, and that's what I'm after. I'm after the moolah, the green stuff, the cash. Actually, is pounds, dollar bills. Or I say dollar bills. Is that green? I'm after the cash. I should just say that. But luckily, I'm not destroying any crops, so we're good there. And looks like the way the fertilizer, the way I'm using it, I'm not going to have to go refill anytime soon. So I should be able to get this field done. That's why I brought the T8 over. I was kind of hoping to get a contract today. When I was cultivating those two fields, I was looking on my phone and looking at jobs that were available in the area. And this one came up and I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can take a break from cultivating fields for just about, 10-15 minutes. Get this job done. Because most of the jobs I'm taking today, I just got to get done at some point today. So it's not like I got to get it done by noon or whatever. Anytime today. The only thing I still have to do, I know I'm thinking about bringing the quad and the cultivator down to the other field to get that done. Then I got to bring it back after I get done. So I got to travel that road twice. So I thought about maybe bringing it back after dark when there's less traffic. But then I run into the problem of it'll be harder for me to see and avoid the poles and the light post. And it'll be also harder for traffic to see me as well. But this is a good day to be doing some contracting work just because the weather is perfect and Yeah, I don't have really anything to do at my farm other than take care of the chickens, which I did. We topped them off with some barley today. Or was that wheat that I gave them? I think it was wheat. Well, either way, the chickens are more than happy with what they got. I just wish they were producing a little bit more eggs than what they're doing, but it's just slight little bit of income. Plus, by having fresh eggs on my own farm in the morning, I just have to go and grab a couple fresh eggs, and I got eggs for breakfast. Free breakfast, that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Off at the distance, I can see the old Wyther's farm, and I'm thinking, instead of taking the road with the case, I can probably come down the road I just did and drive out to Wyther Farms, and that'll get me to my next field I need to go instead of taking the public road. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. Might be a little tricky getting down through the trees as well, but I think there's more room here, and I shouldn't have to worry about traffic either, so that will work out rather well for me if I can get down there. The problem is, if I do run into a tight spot, in order for me to turn around and get out of there, it's going to be rather difficult. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll be driving through someone else's farm, so that, may not go over too well, but maybe they'll understand. Well, I'm on my last pass here for fertilizing this field. Overall, I'm probably using about 1,200 pounds worth of fertilizer on this field, but I'm getting paid much better than that. So, profit is the name of the game today. And the good thing is I'm not destroying any crops either. Something to think about maybe putting on my vehicles, not this year, but possibly next year, is maybe adding some GPS to them, because when I get into fields this tall here, trying to fertilize or do some groundwork in the field when the crop gets kind of tall, it's kind of hard to see exactly where you've been. So maybe some GPS in the future might be in order, but, is it extremely necessary? No, it just helps us out quite a bit. Well, let's travel back on down the road. We'll grab the Case Quad. And I was ready to say zip on down this dirt road. I'll have a good look at the dirt road on my way back down to make sure that it looks wide enough for what we need to do. And right now I'm going to go ahead and take a peek on our left-hand side when we come out to see how that looks. I mean, that looks established well enough. Might be a little tight right here for us. Ooh. Yeah, this is rather snug coming down here. Yeah, I don't think I want to travel down here. It may fit, but like I said, if I run into trouble, I'd either have to back up. There's no way to turn around. And I think the farmer would have told me I could have gone this way. If it was this wide like it is right here, then it wouldn't be much of a problem. But that section at the other end looks a little troublesome. Either way, it's going to be troublesome, I think. All right, let's throw on our beacons. Oh, I see traffic already. This ought to be good. Well, right now, I don't see no traffic coming. Just getting out of here is a tight squeeze. All right, watch the light post. And we got traffic already. Well, that car was kind enough to back up to here and go around that residential area. I just need to get up and travel down past Wyther Farms, which is not far down the road, but like the farmer said, it's far enough. Just got to be careful of the light posts on the side of the road, and then the telephone poles on the other. Won't be good for either one of us, for the implement or the utility poles. by running into him. One more little fence way to sneak through, and let me just say, I don't want to have to do that again. Really, you don't have to. If you don't have to, you don't have to. I may just leave the case here and tell the farmers, like, yeah, you said it goes down the road somewhat all right. I kind of disagree with that. Yeah, you got to wiggle your way through there. And I mean wiggle. Wiggle quite a bit, and it was not fun and easy at all. Well, I never said it was going to be easy. It definitely wasn't fun, and it was more than hard. I do know that much. Luckily, this field here isn't as big as the other two, so it shouldn't take me as long. Still may take me about 20 minutes or so to get it done. But this is the last job I got for today, and sometime tonight I should get paid from doing all the contracts. Wake up in the morning with 75,000 pounds in my bank account, which means I need about another 40,000 in order to afford that field that I'm looking forward to getting. But tomorrow I definitely got to get to that grass field so I can get those bales wrapped. The sooner I wrap them, the sooner I can bring them to the BGA, the sooner I get paid, and that alone there may get me the money that I need for that field. But once I get done with this field here, I think I'm going to leave the case quad here, and the farmer can come and get it. I'm not going to drive it back. That was too difficult with the traffic and everything else and wiggling around the poles. I just want to take the chance of me damaging his equipment and also damaging a utility pole, or worse thing, get into an accident with another vehicle. Anyways, I need to finish up this field here. It'll take me a little bit. Ooh, going uphill here. It's a little bit slow. Okay, so it may take me a little bit longer than I thought. Anyways, I just need to get to it.